Los Angeles rises in the early morning light, soft and golden, as if the whole city remembers something beautiful from long ago. The noise of traffic slowly grows, but under that sound, there is a quiet feeling, a touch of old memories hiding in the air. The city has changed, but the heartbeat of a love story once written here has not faded. It sits in the corners of streets, in the glow of tall windows, and in the small places where two lives once crossed paths in a way they never expected. The world around them moved on, but the story they shared stayed frozen like a photograph left inside a drawer. Untouched yet impossible to forget. Vivian has built a new life, one shaped with grace, confidence, and the kind of strength she had to discover by herself. Her boutique stands tall among other fashion houses, a place full of color, talent, and dreams. People walk in with ideas, and she turns them into designs that make them feel alive. Every stitch she chooses, every dress she finalizes, carries a piece of the journey she fought for. From the outside, she looks successful, admired, and calm. But inside, there is a quiet ache, a soft reminder of a time when her heart learned how to feel again. Sometimes, when she pauses for a breath, she catches herself staring at a simple picture frame on her desk, holding an old photo she never had the courage to remove. She tells herself it is only nostalgia, but the truth is deeper than that. The memory still matters. Edward walks through his world with the same charm, the same careful smile. Yet something in his eyes has changed over the years. He handles meetings, signs deals, and leads powerful decisions. But the fire that once pushed him forward burns differently now. He is everything people dream of: success, respect, a life polished from the outside. But no one around him knows how often he feels alone in the quiet moments after the day ends. He remembers the laughter that once filled his life, the unexpected honesty he found with a woman who changed him more than anyone realized. He never speaks of it, not to his team, not to his friends. But sometimes, when he steps inside a limo and closes the door, he feels the echo of an old promise, a soft warmth that touches him for only a second before it disappears. The city holds their story like a secret. It hides it in the glow of streetlights and the rush of people moving everywhere. Years have gone by, and they have both walked their own paths, strong yet incomplete. They learn how to smile without showing the part of their hearts that never fully healed. Life gave them success, yet kept a quiet emptiness tucked somewhere behind the smiles. They show the world, no matter how much time has passed. The truth is simple: the feeling they once found in each other never fully faded. It only waited, patient and silent. Vivian's boutique buzzes with quiet energy as sunlight pours across the polished floors. People admire her work, praise her talent, and trust her sense of beauty. She smiles politely, listens carefully, and guides her team with the soft confidence of someone who has learned every lesson the hard way. But while she moves through her day with grace, there are moments when she pauses just a little too long, looking at nothing in particular, as if she feels something tugging at her from the past. She brushes it off with a breath, pretending it is just another thought passing by. But the truth lingers. There is an empty chair near her office window that no one sits in. She claims it is just decoration, yet she never moves it away. Deep inside, she knows it represents a space once filled by someone she never truly let go of. Her daughter Bella watches her sometimes, noticing the way her mother's smile changes when she thinks no one is looking. Bella is strong, talented, and full of fire. She has grown into a woman who refuses to settle for half-hearted dreams. Her world is fast, full of fashion shows, deadlines, fabrics, and ideas she can barely keep inside her head. But even with all her talent, she carries a silent frustration and urge to prove herself without ever relying on anyone's help. She does not understand why love feels like a risk she is not ready to take. She believes strength means standing alone, not realizing that her mother once thought the same way. Until someone unexpected changed everything. Across the city, Edward's world is sharp, clean, and wrapped in luxury, yet strangely hollow. He walks through tall glass hallways lined with awards and achievements, reminders of the empire he built. His employees admire him, his partners trust him, and the world sees him as a man who has everything under control. But when he closes the door to his office, the silence feels heavier than it should. He often sits at his desk long after everyone has left, staring at old documents not because they matter, but because he does not want to go home to an empty space. His home is beautiful, elegant, and perfectly arranged, but it lacks something real, something warm. He knows what it is. He just does not say it out loud. A part of him still remembers the woman who stepped into his life and turned everything upside down. With her laugh, her courage, and her truth, he tells himself that chapter is over, yet his heart disagrees. He has lived years trying to separate his life into two pieces: who he was before he met her, and who he became after. But no matter how much time passes, the line between those two versions of himself keeps fading. Some memories simply refuse to disappear. Edward's son, Alex, carries a different kind of fire. He is bright, ambitious, and far too bold for someone his age. He challenges rules, questions strategies, and follows his own path even when it leads him straight into trouble. But beneath his charm and confidence lies a quiet desire to be seen for who he truly is. Not just the son of a powerful man. He loves business, but he hates being compared to his father. He wants to build something that belongs only to him. And when he meets Bella during a heated argument about a design contract, he is shocked to find someone just as stubborn, just as fiery, and just as unwilling to back down. Their clash leaves both of them breathless, annoyed, and strangely curious. What none of them know is that the threads of their lives are slowly weaving together, drawing them all toward a moment where past and present will collide. Vivian feels a shift happening around her, like the universe is whispering something she is not ready to hear. Edward senses a change as well, a pull he has ignored for too long. Bella and Alex, caught in their own storm of ambition and pride, do not realize they are walking right into a story much bigger than themselves. Vivian sees the weight her daughter carries. Even if Bella tries to hide it behind sharp words and fast steps, Vivian understands that kind of fear better than anyone, because she lived with it long before Bella was born. She remembers the version of herself who believed she didn't deserve real love. That memory still sits in her heart like a quiet shadow. Watching Bella battle the same emotions breaks something inside her, because she knows how heavy it feels to walk through life pretending nothing hurts. Vivian wants to guide her, but she also knows some wounds must be discovered, not explained. Still, when she hears Bella arguing late one night, insisting she doesn't need anyone, the words cut through her like a forgotten echo. She once said the same thing, and she remembers exactly how wrong she had been. Across the city, Edward faces his own storm. A powerful rival company threatens to take over a major part of his business, a move that could shake everything he has built. Meetings grow tense, lawyers rush in and out, and his team whispers about the pressure rising around them. But the true conflict isn't in the business deal, it lives inside Edward himself. He feels the familiar pull of stress and loneliness tightening around him. Years ago, someone taught him how to breathe again. How to see life not through numbers and power, but through connection and honesty. He built a new version of himself from those lessons, but somewhere along the way, he drifted back to old habits. Now, as the pressure increases, he cannot ignore how much he misses the warmth that once balanced his life. He tells himself it is only nostalgia. But deep inside, he knows the truth he refuses to say aloud. Meanwhile, Alex tries to hide his growing attraction toward Bella under layers of sarcasm and stubborn pride. He hates how easily she can irritate him, challenge him, and yet somehow pull him closer with every argument. He sees pieces of himself in her, the fire, the ambition, the loneliness he pretends not to feel. He admires her strength, but it is her vulnerability, the one she never lets anyone see, that stays in his mind long after their meetings end. He doesn't know why he cares so much, but the feeling grows louder each day, unsettling him in ways he never expected. As these quiet battles unfold, fate begins to stir their worlds together. Bella discovers an old box buried in her mother's closet while searching for fabric samples. Inside it lies a journal filled with handwritten pages from Vivian's early life, raw, emotional memories of a girl trying to survive, hoping for love, and unexpectedly finding it with a man who changed everything. Bella reads the first few lines and feels the weight of her mother's past in every word. She realizes she knows so little about the story that shaped her family. Her mother always spoke of strength, but Bella now sees that strength was born from fear, heartbreak, and hope. Something shifts inside her, something she can't explain yet. At the same time, Edward receives an invitation to a charity event hosted by Vivian's company. He holds the envelope for a long moment, feeling the weight of old emotions. But he tries to convince himself that attending